Tom Herman is officially the head coach at Texas as of this afternoon. The UT System Board of Regents approving his contract earlier today. Herman is getting a 5-year deal worth just under $29 million. His starting salary is $5.25 million with a built-in $250,000 yearly escalator, so that in the 5th year of his contract he'll be making $6.25 million. If Texas fires him early without cause, Herman will be owed $5 million for each year left on his contract, but the big difference is if he leaves early, he'll owe UT $3 million per year left on the deal, plus salaries for assistant coaches. He also has a chance for up to $725,000 in performance bonuses. On to college football. Bedlam in Norman, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma battling it out for the Big 12 title. Sooners down 3-0 in the second as Heisman candidate Baker Mayfield feels the pressure in the pocket and rolls to his right to find Heisman candidate D.D. Westbrook, who steps on a dime and struts into the end zone for the 69-yard touchdown. One of 3 touchdowns from Mayfield on the day, who said he is coming back for his senior season. Cowboys tie it up, then take a 17-10 lead on a Mason Rudolph keeper, but the game is tied at 17 at the half. In the third, Samaje Perine rumbles his way into the end zone for his only touchdown of the ballgame, but he finishes with 239 yards rushing on the day. Oklahoma takes it 38-20, which gives OU its 10th Big 12 title under Bob Stoops. Everett Withers wrapping up his season at Texas State, taking on Arkansas State and trying to end the year on a high note. Down 13-0 in the second, Connor White finds a wide-open Mason Hayes for the touchdown. Bobcats down 13-7 at the half. Third quarter, the Bobcats elect to go for it on 4th down, and Tyler Sadzinski breaks free for a 34-yard touchdown run to give the Bobcats a 14-13 second-half lead. But the Red Wolves go on to score 23 unanswered points and run away with it. Bobcats lose their 10th game of the year, 36-14. Back to the Longhorns. Reports came out yesterday that Texas would decline a bowl bid if invited, but it looks like that is a non-issue. South Alabama's win over New Mexico State and Louisiana Lafayette's win over ULM makes for 78 bowl-eligible teams, which means only 2 5-7 teams are needed. So North Texas and Mississippi State, who are both ahead of Texas in the APR, will round things out for the Bulls. On the volleyball, UT President Greg Femba on hand to cheer on the Horns versus SMU. Texas in charge from the get-go in this one. Big 12 Freshman of the Year, Micaiah White with the kill on this one as Texas wins the first set 25-15. In the second set, Ebony Wanabu finishes with a match-high 15 kills to give Texas a 25-18 win in Game 2. The ball finds Wanabu again, this time for match point. Texas wins in straight sets over SMU. With the win, Texas advances to the 11th straight set regional semifinal. The Longhorns will be hosting the semifinal and regional final next weekend. The Horns will take on BYU, and the winner advances to the Elite Eight, where it will play either Creighton or Michigan. On to high school football, 6A state quarterfinals between Round Rock and the Woodlands. The Woodlands supporting their teammate Grant Milton, who has been in a coma since last week's game against Bowie. Dragons down 13-0 as Mark Reed finds Colin Sullivan in stride for the 55-yard touchdown. Round Rock misses the PAT though, so it's a 13-6 game. But the Dragons can't contain Highlanders quarterback Eric Schmid, who breaks a handful of tackles for a 20-yard touchdown run. Round Rock's best playoff run in school history ends with a 41-18 loss. Dripping Springs still alive in Class 5A Division I, taking on Richmond Foster. This one is all Falcons, jumping out to a 34-0 lead after Alex Ramart finds CeeDee Lamb in the second, but the Tigers go on a huge run in the third. Reese Johnson to Johnny Hoyle. A 39-yard touchdown cuts it to 37-28 on a 28-3 scoring run by Dripping Springs. But that's as close as it gets. Foster just too much for the Tigers as their season ends with a 51-28 loss in the quarterfinals. Texas basketball was able to snap a 3-game skid with a 77-68 win over Alabama last night. And it was quite an interesting one to say the least. Horns down 12 at the break, but they opened the second half on a 19-6 run, which was capped off by Kerwin Roach's and one finish. 45-44 Horns lead. Smart credits the defense in the second half with the win as Eric Davis gets the steal and tosses it up to Tevin Mack, who makes it look easy. Tie game at 47-all. Texas had been struggling from long distance, just 5 of 14, but Jacob Young hit 3 of them, which provided enough separation for Texas to pull this one out. Now the challenge for Shaka Smart is replicating last night's second half performance.
If we can ever put this in a bottle, you know, we will really have something. And we're a long, long way from having this figured out. But when you focus more on the guys around you, it ends up coming back to you and you end up doing well individually. You know, it's hard to bottle that. So what we're going to have to do as a team is just talk about, what went into us winning, both from an X's and O's standpoint, and then also from just an approach, mental, psychological standpoint, and then try to replicate that.
How about Baylor's start to this year? Already 3 wins over top 25 teams, 2 of them against top 10 teams. Up just 1 midway through the second as Manu Lecomte hits the deep 3. Jonathan Motley adding 17 more as this 3 makes it a 13-point game at 66-53. Bears run away with this one, 76-61, their 3rd win over a top 10 team this season. Thanks again. That's all we have for Sports Tonight. I'm Mark Skol Jr. Now on to Jim with weather.